The Zodiac Killer is the name given to one of the most infamous and unsettling criminals in American history, a figure whose true identity remains hidden even decades later. Emerging in Northern California during the late 1960s, the Zodiac was not just a murderer, but a master of psychological terror. He sought attention as much as he sought victims, inserting himself into the public consciousness through violence, fear, and cryptic communication. While many serial killers fade into obscurity, the Zodiac ensured that his presence would linger, unresolved and haunting. The period between 1968 and 1974 marked the era of Zodiac's known activity, though his confirmed crimes largely occurred between 1968 and 1969. During these years, Northern California, particularly the San Francisco Bay Area, became a landscape of paranoia. Lovers' lanes, parks, and even city streets transformed from places of safety into scenes of dread. The killer appeared without warning, struck with ruthless efficiency, and vanished before authorities could close in. This unpredictability magnified public fear and created a sense that no one was truly safe. The first confirmed attack occurred in December 1968 near Vallejo, California. Teenagers David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were parked in a secluded area when they were ambushed and killed. The crime scene suggested calculation rather than chaos, hinting that the killer had planned his actions carefully. Months later, in July 1969, another couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, was targeted at Blue Rock Springs Park. This time, Mageau survived, providing police with a rare eyewitness account. Yet, even with this advantage, the suspect slipped away once again. In September 1969, the Zodiac escalated both his brutality and his symbolism. At Lake Berryessa, he attacked Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell in broad daylight. Wearing an executioner-style hood marked with a mysterious symbol, he stabbed the couple before calmly writing details of his crimes on their car door. Shepard later died from her wounds, while Hartnell survived. This attack demonstrated the Zodiac's growing confidence and theatricality. He wanted to be seen, remembered, and feared. The final confirmed murder occurred in October 1969 in San Francisco. Taxi driver Paul Stein was shot in the head in a residential neighborhood, an act that shocked the public because it occurred in a populated urban area rather than an isolated location. The killer was briefly seen by witnesses, yet still managed to escape. This murder proved that the Zodiac was evolving, willing to take greater risks while taunting both police and civilians. What truly distinguished the Zodiac from other killers of the era was his relentless communication with the media. Beginning in 1969, newspapers such as the San Francisco Chronicle, Examiner, and Times Herald received letters claiming responsibility for the murders. These letters were filled with threats, arrogance, and complex cryptograms. The Zodiac demanded that his messages be printed on front pages, promising further violence if his demands were ignored. Through these letters, he controlled the narrative, turning murder into spectacle. One early cipher was partially solved by amateur codebreakers, revealing a chilling message about killing being more fun than hunting animals or people in war. The message suggested a complete lack of remorse and a disturbing sense of superiority. However, it offered no personal information, no name, no origin, no clear motive beyond pleasure and control. This deliberate anonymity deepened the mystery. The most famous of all his codes, the 340-character cipher, resisted decryption for over 50 years. When it was finally solved in 2020, it confirmed that the Zodiac's voice was consistent with his earlier messages, but once again, it revealed no identity. The cipher reinforced the idea that the killer enjoyed misleading authorities, offering riddles instead of answers. Law enforcement agencies launched massive investigations in response to the killings and letters. Multiple California police departments worked alongside federal agencies, following thousands of leads and interviewing hundreds of suspects. Among them, Arthur Lee Allen became the most prominent person of interest. He matched certain circumstantial details and was known to police, yet physical evidence never conclusively tied him to the crimes. Each promising lead eventually collapsed under scrutiny. Advances in forensic science reignited hope over the years. DNA testing, fingerprint analysis, and digital forensics offered new tools that investigators in the 1960s never had. Letters were re-examined, evidence was retested, and theories were re-evaluated. Despite these efforts, no definitive proof has ever emerged. The Zodiac case remains officially open, an unresolved puzzle defying time and technology. Beyond the investigation, the Zodiac Killer left an enduring mark on American culture. His crimes reshaped how serial killers were understood, contributing to the development of criminal profiling and behavioral analysis. The blend of violence, mystery, and coded communication fascinated the public, inspiring countless books, documentaries, and films. Among them, the film Zodiac brought renewed attention to the case, emphasizing not just the killings, but the obsession and frustration experienced by those who tried to uncover the truth. More than half a century later, the Zodiac Killer exists as both a historical figure and a symbol of unresolved darkness. He represents the fear that some crimes may never be solved and that some perpetrators may escape justice entirely. Each new generation rediscovers the case, reanalyzes the clues, and hopes to succeed where others failed. Yet the silence remains. The Zodiac Killer's greatest crime may not only be the lives he took, but the answers he withheld. His identity, motives, and fate remained locked behind layers of misdirection and time. As long as those answers remain unknown, the Zodiac will continue to haunt investigators, storytellers, and the public alike, an enduring reminder that some shadows never fully disappear.